that's all in the, the hands of people much more powerful than I.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Thanks for coming in. Maitreyi, thanks for coming in. This is Gandhi.
Hi, nice to see you.
And
I love you so much.
Oh, thanks.
And before you get judgy, her real name is Gandhi. So
Yes.
It's her
That's
last
my last
I
name.
didn't think that was a fake thing. That would be a weird thing to be fake about.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm the gay guy. You don't call me like, hey, queen.
Sometimes. Well, we do sometimes, but we don't want to know about that.
Well, welcome to the show. And I know both Gandhi and Danielle, by the way. Gosh, they're kind of bumming. This is the last season.
I'm sorry.
I know. I really want to see Davey go to college and all of the things that come with it, but okay.
It's okay. All good things have to come to an end, right? I promise you it's a good end. It is. And if you don't think it is,
Who do you
I'm
end
sorry.
up with? Tell us.
I can't tell you that. You know you don't want to know that. You don't want that
We
spoiler.
know who we want you to end up with.
Oh,
but...
I don't. I'm not sure. I don't
No?
know. I'm torn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then who do you want Davey to end up
Paxton.
with? Okay.
Say it out loud, please.
Paxton.
Okay.
Loud and proud.
Yeah, kind of Paxton, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you
He's
right now.
so cute.
I'm telling you right now, it's not Paxton.
Stop it.
I can tell.
Oh, yeah?
I can tell. Yeah, I'm reading the room. It's weird about the not only a season finale, but a series finale. For instance, Succession ended last week or whatever. And I watched all 4 seasons. And I just got fed up halfway through the last season. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I watched every single episode except for the finale.
Why?
And I just went online and read the spoilers.
Why? I think this might be I don't think anyone else in this room right now is in agreement with you. I feel like we're just
it's crazy.
I was just fed up with the show. I'm like, screw it. I'm going to just read the spoiler. And I did. And then they said, you really should go watch it. So I went back and watched it, and I've regretted it.
So you were gonna watch it anyway.
I ruined it for myself.
Yeah.
You did that truly to yourself, yeah.
I did. I totally effed myself on that.
Everything okay?
No.
Okay, cool. Just had to ask.
Obviously,
Just want to check up on you.
I was hurt as a child in some weird way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Are you guys going to do the Ted Lasso thing? Like Ted Lasso ended and they said, well, we could have some other things happening, some spin-offs and stuff. Could happen
Is
with
that
you guys?
in the Never Have I Ever future?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, not to
Damn.
my knowledge, genuinely. I wish I could give you something more interesting than that, but that's all in the the hands of people much more powerful than I. I just show up.
People that could have us killed.
Yeah.
Or so
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, so how has life changed since Never Have I Ever debuted back in, 4 seasons ago?
Yeah.
I mean, how has your life as a woman and as an actor changed for you?
It's changed a lot. I mean, I went from someone who didn't know they wanted to be an actor to someone who loves acting, and acting is the thing that makes me the happiest in the world, which, it's just where I'm happiest, on set. So as an actor, I've grown, but as a young woman, I also grew up in the same process. I was 17 when I started. Now I'm 21, so still like a gremlin, but, a work in progress, as my mother would say. But I've matured up. Fame is kind of weird.
Talk about it. Talk about that.
I mean, it could be as simple as, the things of, you have people who are just nice to, my friends and family just to, get weirdly close with me, which I hate. But then there's also, me having to sometimes not dress like an absolute bum when I go out in public, and I can't wear my stained sweatpants. I think actually my mom would not want me to do that anyway. Yeah. Regardless if I was.
So this is the only thing your mom likes about your career. Well, she's finally leaving the house looking presentable.
Yeah, nice. She combed her hair. Well, good for her. Yeah.
I want to go back to something you said earlier, a moment ago. You said acting is my most favorite thing in the world. What is it about acting? Because every actor has their line. The reason they love it. Why do you love it so much?
Honestly, I love the storytelling, and I love being able to dress up and play a different character.
That's it.
It's fun to be able to be a small part of a bigger project when someone takes the time to write, a script that probably is influenced by their life. I just feel so honored to help bring that to life. And then in the process, if anyone in, the audience can relate to the character or see themselves through just me existing, especially as a brown woman, that's great. That just is the cherry on top. I can't ask for anything more than that.
With 4 seasons under your belt, though, I'm working with Mindy Kaling. I mean, does it make you want to go that direction and be more of a producer, creator type, writer thing, or what?
I think eventually down the line, I'd love to do that. That would be awesome. I mean, I look up to Mindy so much. I really lucked out with the first boss. She is just so cool as a human being, and I just respect her a lot. But I still want to continue to act and be a funny guy on camera. I love comedy. I do. So I want to do that for a little bit. And then eventually, try to fill in Mindy's shoes.
That. You seem very, very happy with where you are.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing. There's no reason not to. You got to shout it and let people know.
No, because I used to be very miserable.
Literally. Okay, give me the 5 reasons why you should be miserable.
No, because I grew up and I was 17 when I started, and that came with a lot of imposter syndrome. It came with a lot of just regular anxieties that a lot of young women and just young people feel, of just feeling insecure. You don't feel confident. Suddenly, millions of people around the world are like watching your face, and some people aren't very nice. Some people are, and most people are very lovely, but you aren't very nice to yourself. And then as an actor, you're always freaking out about like, what are you going to do next? What's going to happen next? Because that's what you're constantly being asked. And the industry inherently makes people feel like if you're not doing something, then you're useless. And that means you belong in the trash, and people will forget about you. That energy is very real, and it's there. And I have come to a place, though, where I've actively taken steps to not feed into that energy. And I've realized I did 40 episodes of a show that wasn't canceled in every single episode. And it's a hit on Netflix. And that was my first job 2 weeks out of high school. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm chilling.
I love Maitreyi. to be able to look yourself in the mirror, Maitreyi, and say that to yourself is so important.
It took a minute, though, because a lot of my friends, and I have to say, a lot of my friends and a lot of my family members, my loved ones, would say that to me, and I didn't hear it. But now, I don't know how it really switched. I think it was a process, like a stepping stone process. But now I'm able to look in the mirror and say it. So I couldn't at first.
Wow. You know what I want everyone listening, and we have like 10 million people listening, or 4 or 3 people. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
People.
But I want everyone to hear what Maitreyi's saying, is that you got to stop down and start worrying about what's going to happen in an hour from now. Where are you now? And what did you do to get where you are? And don't you deserve where you are? You do.
Yeah.
You got to celebrate that. I love that.
You have to pat yourself on the back. I mean, I was just always so stressed about like I would get a crazy cool accomplishment, and then I would never sit down and say like, oh, good job, Maitreyi, like you did a thing. Yay. I would just be like, okay, what's next? Like, okay, people are going to forget about that. And,
You never let yourself enjoy the moment.
No, and that's not healthy, because in the end, we're all going to die. I mean,
That is true.
We're all just immortal.
Every day we're one step closer.
Since the moment we're born.
I think I died about a month ago. I had this residual thing going.
Sick.
Well, I think outside of just all of the things that you've accomplished, because it's such a good show and I love it, you have so much more to be proud of, because the representation is so important. I was in high school in the early 2000s, and to watch you now going through the same thing, I was like, damn, it's still like that. And I felt represented, even though I'm not part of that anymore, and it was really important to me. And I know that being here and being around women here, getting that feedback from people saying it's nice to finally see something like me in the spotlight, I'm sure that is incredible for a lot of people, so you should be happy about that one too.
Oh, 100%. That's definitely something I love about what I do. And I understand, like, with representation, and never have I ever, we really, we're not perfect, but we try our best, and we can only represent so many people, but we help get one step closer to more representation and opening more doors for more people to say, hey, like, girls that look like me, people that look like me deserve to be like the main character that don't disappear after like one scene and then fade away and you never see them again.
The first to be murdered.
Yeah,
the Barb.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In a slasher film.
Right.
Yeah, we're not the Barb.
And you made out with Paxton. Don't forget that part.
Exactly. Davey makes out with a lot of people.
Well, yeah, I know, but we're going to
Oh,
focus
right,
on
right.
Paxton.
Okay. Yes, yes, ma'am.
What's it like? This is probably just an immature, stupid question, but
No,
what's
you
it
can.
like to get the license to make out with a hot guy?
To be paid to make out with hot people?
But there are cameras there. There's a crew watching.
Yeah.
I mean, but do you get a little lost in the kiss? You know what I'm saying? Do you ever get?
I think honestly, I don't think I have the answer for you on that one, but you can ask Jaron Lewison and Darren Barnett, 'cause they experience that.
They're
Okay.
making out with her.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
They might have an answer for you. I think they get a little lost in it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I bet. Okay. All right.
You know,
All right.
so.
Just wondering. Because there was a story out yesterday by this the intimacy coach from Hollywood.
Oh, cool.
And she was talking about guys, if they get if they pop a boner, they have this thing they wear that keeps it all packed down.
It's a thing. Intimacy coordinators are like the coolest people, honestly. They're like stunt coordinators, but for like romance. And they're just hidden in every corner of every scene, like in the closet or just like off to the side.
Oh, wow.
And they can just like open up their jackets. They have a million different kinds of breath mints. They have like the pill breath mints. They have like the spray.
Really?
They have like a weird like tape thing. It's insane.
Do they ever stop you and say, no, you can't do it that way, that we'll get in trouble, you got to do it this way?
Yeah, for 100%, they like talk to one person in the scene and then they talk to the other person in the scene, make sure everyone like they know each other's like boundaries and whatnot.
So there's a legality thing going on with them.
Yeah. And it's honestly really awesome. I think everyone should be able to have intimacy coordinators, regardless of if you're young, if you're a minor, if you've been acting for a long time, doesn't matter.
Right.
Any kind of scene for same-sex couples and then hetero couples, everyone should have it just because like they're an ally for you in the room, and they can also stop a director and say, hey, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
I need one in real life.
Seriously.
Honestly, I would love one in real life, too.
Not
I
even
need
on
that.
a set. I need an intimacy coordinator in my house.
For sure. Okay, I have a question because this is the one thing that we're all like, what the hell? With the high school castmates, or the ones who are supposed to be in high school,
the kids
on the show, what is the age spread? Because I know you said you started when you were 17, but I know there's some 30-year-olds in there.
they're in there.
So what's the spread? The youngest is how old and the oldest is how old, and they're all playing high schoolers.
Out of the main cast, I am the youngling. I was 17 and now 21. Ended at 20, and then probably out of like the main 7. The oldest would then probably be Purna Jagannathan, who plays my mom, Nalini. After me, it's Jaren. Jaren and I are the closest in age. We're 1 year apart.
Okay. But there are some 30-year-olds playing high schoolers, right?
Yeah, they're in there.
Knew it. Okay.
They're in there. But you know what? I think we know which ones are the 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised at which ones are also the 30-year-olds.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like some of the older people are probably 30, as well as the high schoolers are 30. I love it. I'm glad that we know that they're in their 30s, because it feels weird when I'm attracted to high schoolers, and then I'm like, oh, it's okay.
You know how many people
there is
have said
that.
to me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're in there. They're in there.
But it was just turning us on. Maitreyi Ramakrishnan is here, of course. The final season of Netflix's Never Have I Ever debuts this Thursday. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of learned something as an interviewer from you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to stop asking what's next. I just want to talk about the now. And I think I think that's a great tip for anyone interviewing someone. Why put that, what's next? What do you got going on? What are you brewing? Let's just talk about where you are and like how it feels, and that's good enough.
And honestly, even if you do ask what's next, there's nothing wrong with that. I've learned to embrace and be confident in my answer to say, I don't know, but I'm actually quite excited about that. Because there was a point in time in my life I didn't know Never Have I Ever was going to happen. I was just in high school, being a regular senior in school, doing my exams, trying to apply for, post-secondary. And then a tweet happened. And then my whole life changed. So
tell that story. A tweet happened.
Oh, yeah. That lovely story. I honestly love that story. I think one day that should be adapted into a movie or a TV show. But basically, my best friend, who knew how to use Twitter, unlike myself, saw Mindy Kaling's tweet asking people to audition for her show. Anyone could. Like, anyone could just send in a tape. And I was like, okay. I actually almost said no. But I was like, all right, sure, we can hang out. So my best friend and I, we went to our library community center. We made 2 audition tapes. And then, the rest is history. I got a job out of 15,000 people.
Wow.
Oh my God,
Twitter.
something good came from Twitter.
I know, something good came out of Twitter.
Hold on, I'm having a heart
That was
attack.
the last thing. That was the last thing.
How many times did they call you back before they actually said you got the part?
Okay, so I sent in my first couple of tapes, and then a week later I got an email saying hey, can you send in some more? Here are a few new scenes. And I thought the bar was low. I was like this is automated response. That's cool. And then a week after that, they asked me to fly down to LA, which I freaked out because I was like, I don't have money. I'm a student and I don't have a job, but it was all fine. And then they asked me to come down one more time after that. So 2 trips to LA and then 2 rounds of tapes. And then I waited a month of silence where I was like, well, that was a fun experience. I went on a celebrity tour of homes and like one of those bus tours.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, this is great. My dad and I did the whole thing. And then, yeah, I found out that I got it, and all I said was, oh, that's crazy.
That was your reaction?
Yeah, and it was just like,
that's
oh,
crazy.
That's crazy. Because like I don't have family members or friends in the industry, so I didn't know what to expect. Like that's all I could give. It was not giving much, but it gave something.
Who called you? Was it Mindy?
Yeah, it was Mindy and Lang, both co-creators of
What
the
a
show.
call.
Wow, that's
so cool.
awesome.
You know, one of the great things of having Gandhi on the show, you've been with us, 2-3 years?
Almost 5.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. So
We
you
take
blanked
a
out for
couple
3.
out. Yeah, we take a couple out for the pandemic.
Passes so fast with your best friends. Anyway, having a brown friend in the room talking about what it's like, not only her thoughts of how to navigate the world and her journey, but having parents, Indian parents, having parents who are Sri Lankan, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's something a white guy doesn't understand. Having parents and their expectations of you and what they expect, their expectations on you are so different than what we know. And we're learning more about how great and rich and wonderful your history is and your genes and all. But I hear stories of Gandhi's parents. Yeah. They should have their own show.
Oh my God, it would get canceled immediately.
It'd be like, they're
outrageous.
This is like not acceptable.
Yes.
It would just be like a really bad stand-up.
You can't
special.
say that.
It's like, this is not appropriate.
Exactly.
No, so your parents say, but how are they feeling about you becoming an actor? Are they totally supportive, or are they like?
They're totally supportive. I mean, they watch everything, and so does my grandma. My grandma's also Team Ben, actually, so she might have some beef.
Okay.
She's Team Ben.
We'll
she
go
loves
at it.
Jared.
Me and Grandma.
Yeah, but no, my family's really like supportive. They've always been team like, let's do whatever we can.
Great.
They've learned along the way with me. I mean, they didn't know how to navigate the industry, so they were also learning how to adapt, how to be on set. And because I was 17 when the show started, they had one of them had to be on set, and they didn't want to leave me alone. And I'm very grateful, very, very grateful for them. And my brother had to navigate it too. So, yeah, every time someone tries to talk to my grandma about me, my grandma gets very short and doesn't say much. She likes to keep all of her information about her lovely granddaughter very, very close.
Ah.
Yeah, she's like, I don't trust anyone. I'm like, okay, Mom, it's okay. I think the grocery store girl who's just checking you out at the end of the aisle just wants to say she's a fan, Ma. It's okay. Don't worry.
Gandhi, I mean, she comes from a family of doctors and lots of education, and Gandhi as well, highly educated. But she's the one that came home one day and said, "I'm going to do radio."
Yeah.
And, I mean, how did your parents latch on to that?
They were not as supportive as you're seen to be. They really would have loved for me to go to med school and finish college that way. And my dad said, "This is so great. I hope it doesn't stop you from getting a real job, though." And I was like, this is kind of a real job, Dad. And then when I told him the salary, he said, it's not really a real job. So, yeah. They're good now, though.
That's
and
great.
I think that what changed was all of their friends started listening and started saying things. So then they were kind of more of the thought of, oh, okay, this is a real job now that I'm here. It took a long time.
Yeah.
I was in other cities before, but now that I'm here, they're much more supportive. Now they listen, and I hate that, but they're supportive. They're good.
Our parents are growing too.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm super, super privileged and lucky to have the parents that I do. I mean, my mom said, don't become a doctor because you might kill someone out of lack of patience. So
Thanks, Mom.
I also
therapy.
I get very distracted and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I totally forgot about you. Oh, you bled out to death. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, I'm very lucky to have the parents that I do. But I think parents, especially Asian parents, and I'll speak for I guess South Asian, diaspora, I think, their parents are becoming more open, which is lovely, but all parents of all different cultures and backgrounds are all works in progress. I mean, the reason why I think so many people can relate to Never Have I Ever, and especially the family dynamic, is that, yeah, of course, it's a Tamil family and that's great, but it's also just a messy family that has drama like any family. I have so many Italian friends that are like, yeah,
right.
This is very relatable for me. So, yeah.
I love that. And so many people listening right now going, oh my God, she's on to my family.
Yeah, we're all messes.
We're all a mess.
Yeah.
And what you said, parents are a work in progress. I remember, and they've heard this story. My father was in his 90s when he passed away. But one of the last things he ever said to me, he said, I'm still scared at things. I don't know everything. He said, all your life, you've put me on this pedestal expecting me to have all the answers. He said, I never really had all the answers. I'm still scared at what's going on with my body and where my life is going and where it's about to end. He said, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Being a parent does not come with an instruction manual.
No.
And sometimes you get it right, and sometimes you get it wrong. And you just got to hope you didn't get it so wrong that you messed them up forever.
Says the best mom in the world.
Right. Well, I'm not always the best mom in the world.
But you're a work in
thank you.
progress.
Yeah, always, yeah.
You know what? You got to always wake up every day and say, I am a work in progress again today. Otherwise, you stop your learning, you stop your movement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got it.
Having you here is just kind of great. I got to be honest with you. It's just, Maitreyi, thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you for having me.
And wherever the road takes you next, we'll be watching.
Thank you.
And if you ever need anything from us, we're right here in this little building in the middle of this little town with all these balloons.
I love these balloons so much.
Oh, those are from Balloon Saloon downtown. Stop by. Oh no,
is that a real place?
Yeah.
Now he's messing.
The mother and daughter that own this company. It's a great story. They've owned it for 1,000 years, and they're part of the show. The balloons.
Nice. Oh my god.
Next time you're downtown, go to Balloon Saloon.
Yeah. Okay. I want one single balloon. I just want a big happy face.
You can take whatever you want.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Very much so.
Hashtag Team Paxton.
So Thursday night,
So hot.
we kick off the final season of Never Have I Ever with Maitreyi Ramakrishnan. And thank you so much for coming in. And have a great day. Do you like New York?
I love New York. Oh my god.
It smells a little like urine, but it's okay.
I was when I described to my Canadian friends in New York, I always say it's like Toronto, but with like slightly weirder smells.
Yes.
Slightly weirder.
Slightly. I mean, I'm trying not to be mean, but like there's some
okay.
questionable,
We know.
undescribable smells.
Wait, we're on in Toronto, on Proud.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For the longest time, I thought iHeartRadio was a Canadian thing because I would always see it in Toronto, and I was like, oh, it's everywhere. Like there's other places.
It's our secret.
Yeah, it's like,
Worldwide,
oh,
baby.
wow, who knew?
Well, go enjoy the city, Maitreyi, and thanks for coming in. Come see us again, okay?
Awesome. Thank you guys.
We'll be right back.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.